Old School Runescape is a game that I am extremely fond of, and I've played on and off for multiple years. The sandbox-style MMO allows creativity, freedom, and a world to explore in whatever way you decide. This style of MMO contrasts that of World of Warcraft, which I've also been playing for the past decade at a pretty high level. With a world of possibilities at my feet, I've decided to play Old School Runescape in a way that has intrigued me for the past few years, one chunk at a time. But first, what is a chunk? Old School is broken up into chunks. A one chunk account is an account that is locked to one of these areas until they've completed a set of tasks that are only completable within the chunk or chunks you have access to. Once these tasks have all been completed, a connecting chunk can be selected and the journey can continue. For example, if I had decided to start in Lumbridge, I would have to get both the defense and woodcutting max capes, as these items and a way to train the skills are both available in the chunk. This is an extremely unique way of playing the game. Now, I'm not quite crazy enough to kick things off in Lumbridge, so I've decided to start my journey in Ferox Enclave, the safe hub within the wilderness. Now, there are a variety of different one chunk accounts with different rule sets, and I've decided to create an extreme one chunk account. The rules are rather simple. To complete a chunk, I have to obtain all unique items, drops, and rewards, complete the highest skilling challenges, as well as all possible achievement diaries and quests up to their furthest progression. The exception to these rules come in the form of meme tasks or drop rates. For example, getting an uncut onyx with a drop rate of 1 in 100 million. Or cleaning herbs all the way to 85 herb lore. Basically tasks that would take me multiple years to complete without even the guarantee of doing so. So, with the rules covered now, I'm going to throw in the twist. As I've decided to restrict myself to the wilderness, my character is not officially an Ironman. Whoa. Now, before you start striking in Falador over the account integrity being ruined, for all intents and purposes, I will play this account as an Ironman following the Ironman rule set. As my main is an Ironman, I'm very familiar with the gameplay, so the rules will be as follow. No trading or use of the Grand Exchange, easy peasy. No picking up drops from other people's kills. No external help of any kind with tasks or mobbing. No buying items from other players through shops, only base shop items are available. No accept aid, and all wilderness bosses have to be done solo. This is where the twist comes in. The only reason I'm playing a pseudo Iron Man is what I'm going to call spoils of war. As I'm in the wilderness, PvP is going to be a key element, and instead of just being a loot pinata, I want to be able to fight back with the hopes of getting rewarded for my risk. I'll be allowed to use any items I gain through PvP, however, they will not count towards any chunk tasks. I will still have to get natty drops to progress. With one goal in mind, to unlock and complete the wilderness one chunk at a time, I present to you the Wilderness One Chunk account. So, as all great adventures start, Tutorial Island. Now, I kind of want to go for the vibe of a character that's kind of, had a tough time. I mean, he's spending his entire life inside of the wilderness, so it kind of makes a bit of sense. So, like, greying hair, long uncut, injuries all over, that sort of thing. Okay, so we've got my guy down. This is what he's going to look like. He's not had a great time, and it's only going to get worse. I can't wait. So, as I'm running through Tutorial Island, I haven't turned on my chunk restriction yet. When I turn that on, the whole world goes grey except for the chunks that I've unlocked, but I'm just going to play in a bit of colour for now, just so I can see what I'm doing, because I haven't done Tutorial Island in about 5 years. On top of that, let's talk about the character name. He's called PK Porner, which is, funnily enough, a very RuneScape name, and that's because it comes from RuneScape originally. When I was a kid, I named my character PK Porner, player killer Porner, someone that goes out in the wilderness and wrecks people. Spoiler alert, I sucked at PvP and never killed anyone. I was usually the person that got lured. But I think it's a great name to have, as I'm going to be in the wilderness anyway, so it kind of will fit. It's like we've come full circle. That's the idea, anyway. Right, Tutorial Island is over. We finished it. Please don't ask me how long it took. It took way longer than I'd like to say. So first thing first is that we want to remove everything from our inventory. None of this stays, kind of the general Iron Man rules. Basically, this all comes from a chunk that I'm not in. So right now I'm trying to figure out how to turn on the chunk add-on, and it's not really working. Why is this not working? Oh, okay, I figured it out. Basically, I was playing on HD graphics, but I can't play in HD graphics because the chunk region locker thing works off the GPU, something like that. I've never really played RuneScape without HD graphics. Kind of looks gross, but I'm going to have to get used to it. Yay. Okay, so now that we finally worked out how to sort out the chunk and stuff, we can see that's all great, awesome. Now we want to make our way up to our chunk, which is in Ferox. But en route, I kind of want to do Druidic Ritual, as I think this would be a great idea, so that I'll be able to make potions in my wilderness journey. Otherwise, I won't be able to do that, and I'll basically be locked out of doing any sort of herb lore. I think this is a good idea, but we'll just see how it goes. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the quest, but we'll work it out, and we'll get it done. Oh my god. 5 minutes off Tutorial Island, and this idiot had the bright idea to brick his one chunk account. I don't know why I thought Druidic Ritual would be a good idea to do. I guess it highlights my naivety of meme grinds at the time. Look, I'm just going to be straight with you. I completed Druidic Ritual, and as a result, I unlocked herb lore for my account. But because this unlocks grinds such as cleaning herbs until 85, which would easily take me over 2 years to do, I'm going to call a veto. I'm going to continue this character as if it doesn't have herb lore and never will. I know, account integrity ruined again. Time to post up the cannons in Falador, boys. But for real, I know this was hella dumb, but I thought it better to bring it to attention instead of never showing you my herb lore level. Anyway, I hope we can move on from this to better times, and maybe in the future we'll even laugh about this. Remember that time? Okay, we're finally here. Druidic Ritual done, and now we're going to jump over to the other side of the ditch. Our adventure in the wilderness is going to begin. We are never going back over the other side again. Unless, of course, I die, but like, what's the likelihood of that? Okay, here we go! I thought it'd be more dramatic than that. Anyway, let's head up to our chunk, and we'll finally be in the area that we're never allowed to leave again. It's actually really exciting. Let there be light! Okay, so we finally made it to our chunk. This is going to be our home forever and ever. We're never allowed inside any of the grey zones unless we unlock them, in which case they'll become coloured anyway. So this is our one chunk that we're starting with, the Ferox chunk. As you can see, there are bears. I'm going to quickly run past those things because they will one-shot me at this point. I've got no stats at all. And there appear to be tons of arrows on the floor. I'm going to assume these aren't from players and they're a spawn. Hopefully I haven't bricked my character already. That would kind of suck. But I'm under the assumption these are spawns. These are just too random to be from players. And we've arrived at Ferox. Okay, so as you can see, it's only the tiniest part of Ferox. And this was kind of the idea about why I picked this area to begin with. I wanted the bank. The bank was something crucial to me that I wanted to have. Why do I have gold in my bag? Okay, I'll get rid of that in a sec. I have no idea why that's there. Ignore that, please. Oh my god, count integrity ruined. Anyway, yeah, so the bank was something I kind of wanted to have so that I'd be able to actually play in the wilderness, store my things, be able to actually not suffer. I mean, I'm going to suffer, but I only wanted to suffer a little bit. As well as that, we've got the restoration pools. I think this is going to be really good for training. These restore me to full health, full run energy, full prayer, all of the jazz. Basically, they completely restore my character. They're really, really good. So it was another reason why I chose this side of Ferox to begin with as well. Okay, great. We have 3 tasks, and we can already knock one of them off. The first task we can knock off is the BIS item, which is unarmed. I'm already 1/3 of the way to completing this chunk. I am god tier at this point in the game. Wow, oh wow. Already stepped in, 5 seconds into being in this chunk. Challenge completed. How much harder could this get? The second one is 5 million gold that I need to set Ferox as my home. Not too sure about this one just yet. And the third one is to upgrade my tombstone, and that is at Death's Domain. So I'm in there now, and that looks like it costs a lot. Too much for me to spend right now. Okay, so I can't do either of these. I'm going to take a little bit of a look around this area to see if there's any way to get money. If not, we'll have to do something different. But we'll have a look quickly. I'll have a little explore, see if there's any way to get money at all, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so I've fully explored this chunk, and there is literally nowhere to get money. I've looked upstairs, I've looked downstairs. There's just bears, and bears don't drop any gold at all. Bears only drop bear fur, ensouled heads, bones, and they also drop meat. Other than that, there are no shops here. There's no shop at Ferox that I can access. The only shop is in the grey zone that I can't get to. So, because of this, there is no way for me to earn gold at this point in this zone. Like, literally no way that I can think of, no way that I've found. I've looked at all possibilities. I just don't think it's actually possible for me to get gold. Which means these chunk tasks are not completable right now. Like, genuinely, there's no way to complete them. So we are going to be able to unlock our first chunk. Kind of cool that we're able to do this already. So let's go through the options, one by one. Hunter's End. This chunk is pretty crazy. Its spawns and monsters are pretty subpar, but it's the key features that really make this one hefty chunk. It is the home of the Revenant Caves and Outtro Cave. Now Outtro I can't actually do at this point as it requires Wilderness Diary tasks to do, but the Rev Caves are PvP heavy and accessible at the cost of 100k. Not to mention, there are about 30 different chunk tasks associated with them. This chunk will take me one hell of a long time. The Dark Warriors Fortress is interesting. It has a variety of monsters which are good for training and leveling up my character. There are a ton of rune spawns on the ground, which means I can easily level up my magic as well. Edgeville Ditch has a ton of skeletons to train on and access to a rune shop for really easy magic training, and the tasks are not too bad, to be honest. Finally, Ferox East. Decent monsters to train on, however, this would unlock the Curved Bone Grind from Mammoths, which might take me some time to achieve, with the only weapon I'd have access to being a Bronze Dagger. Last Man Standing would be cool, as the shop rewards are really great, but I don't have the requirements to compete in this minigame. However, what hasn't been considered for all of these are the starting chunk tasks. All 3 chunks besides Hunter's End have a way to gain gold, which means I will have to acquire 5 million gold from these methods before I can progress this account. With all that in mind, it's time to let fate take the wheel. Honestly, I don't actually know what I want right now. I think getting the Rev Caves would be insane. Maybe something like Dark Warriors Fortress or Ferox Enclave East. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just roll it and see what we get. I mean, luck of the draw in it. Hunter's End, that is literally the one I didn't want. Okay. Oh my god. Rev Caves. There are so many tasks for this one. Okay, I'm going to go check it out and see if there's anything there that I can actually do. And yeah, we'll catch up in a sec. So I can't actually go into Outro's cave. As we can see here, I need Wilderness Achievement Diaries to do this. I didn't actually know that. I think at some point I did on my Ironman, but I guess I had no idea. I thought you could just do it. I guess it's to stop PvPers or something. Other than that, we just got bronze bolts, some bones, bears, ghosts. There's really nothing here. I mean, let's have a look at the Rev Caves. All right, so these are the Rev Caves. They're in the bottom left-hand corner, and yeah, I just cannot enter. You have to pay 100,000 gold. And I mean, I've looked through the zone for like 10 minutes now, and there's just no way to get gold. I thought the ghosts maybe would potentially drop gold, but they don't. It's just more bears, more ghosts, no shops, and 2 caves that I can't access without gold. So, I mean, although there's like a million tasks associated with this zone, it's another zone I just cannot do. I feel like I'm cheesing this chunk thing, but like, I don't know if I got lucky or unlucky, but I guess we're gonna have to unlock another zone now. Like, I just have no way to make gold at the moment. So, hey, let's go it again then, I guess. So, with the Hunter's End chunk unlocked, we now have access to 3 new chunks, with a possibility of 6 in total. Let's quickly run through the new additions. Starting with the Bandit Camp, this honestly had a ton of potential. The Bandit Duty Free as a way to earn gold was extremely appealing, as well as the resources to make food for my adventure. The only downside being the large amount of level 130 bandits it encamped. Next up, the Graveyard of Shadows. Decent spawns which allow the possibility to steadily train ranged and melee. However, with no shops or key features, the prospect seemed highly grim. Finally, the Bandit Camp Mine, and arguably the worst chunk to roll. With no spawns, shops, and just a bunch of angry hobgoblins, this was definitely at the bottom of my list. As it had finally dawned on me that any of these chunks had a way of making gold, ranging from horrendously grueling grinds to decently rewarding, the Bandit Camp was my dream chunk, and it honestly wasn't even close. Alright, enough stalling, it's time to roll our chunk, and whichever one of these we get, we're going to end up in a pretty long time. All 6 of them have a way of making gold, so really, we're really hoping for the Bandit Camp. Like, I can't put it any other way. The Bandit Camp with its multitude of shops, way of cooking, like, I really just need this chunk. I mean, it's not like the others are impossible, but there'll be much longer grinds. Anyway, let's roll it. No way. No way! Oh, people are going to think this is rigged. They're actually going to think this is rigged. But you trust me on this. Oh my god. That is so lucky. Oh, imagine I got hobgoblins. Trying to farm gold on hobgoblins. Well, we have the Bandit Camp. That is absolutely amazing. I mean, there are level 130 bandits there. That's not even an issue right now. I mean, it is, but it's not. The fact they have options to cook. I have a shop that I can sell loot in. Oh my god, this is actually going to really, really help. As I now have a way to get gold, this means that every single chunk task I have can be completed. All the way from unlocking Ferox as my home for 5 million gold, to completing the collection log of Revenants. These 3 chunks are going to be my home for a rather long time, but honestly, I don't think I could have got much luckier than this. Okay, so now I'm going to unlock the chunk and give it some color so that we know we can actually go inside of here. I don't know too much about this chunk at the moment. I know that there's level 130 bandits, and it kind of looks nice. I mean, it's a bit intimidating, the bandit camp in itself, but... Oh! There are rats? That's awesome, actually. I didn't actually know there were rats in this zone. Okay, well, no, that's actually insane. That's going to be easy training, good prayer as well, and cooking. I think I just lucked out on this roll. That's insane. I'm going to be hitting rats for the next foreseeable future. This is actually insane. Now, the only downside to this is that I am unarmed, so it's going to take a bit longer, as well as that I don't have any sources of food, really, because I have nowhere to cook, so even though I could get meat off these rats, I can't actually cook it. I mean, it looks like there's a fire inside the bandit camp, but I think if I try to go in there, I am dead. But yeah, let's see if we can find out a way to take out these rats without dying. Okay, so we're in good luck. The entrance to the bandit camp is actually only 1 tile wide, whereas the rats are a little bit bigger than that, so they can't actually fit through the gap. So we're going to do a method called flinching. Now, what flinching is in old school RuneScape is when both you and the NPC or monster you're attacking both do not have a health bar above your heads, you always get the first hit off, and before the monster can react, you move out the way from where they cannot hit you, and they can no longer hit you. That's the general gist of how flinching works. If you both have health bars visible, and then you go in for the attack, you will get hit back before you can move back, but as long as both of your health bars are not showing, you should be able to get away with flinching it. And this is how I'm going to kill rats for a very, very long time, until I'm comfortable enough to fight them, or I have a way to cook. This is basically my best training method. On top of that, we've got level 130 bandits that seem to aggro on me pretty quickly, so I need to be extremely careful about that, as they will one-shot me. But yeah, for this foreseeable future, I'm going to be sat here hitting rats, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Whilst I was culling the rat population of old school, I had some time to think about goals. Now, goals are a great way in old school to break down different grinds and to reach milestones. Initially, I had a few short-term goals that I came up with. Firstly, reach 40 strength, attack, and defense. For me, this was a no-brainer. I needed to train these if I was ever going to go into the Rev Caves. There's no way for me to do range right now, and there's no real way for me to do magic, so getting up my base combat stats was super important, so these were vital to get up. Secondly, I wanted to get 45 cooking so I could make a meat pizza. Not only is this a chunk task, but it's also my best source of food that I can get. Meat pizzas heal 16 HP in total. Compare that to a chunk of rat meat, which only heals 3. This was something I really needed if I wanted to survive certain grinds. Finally, my third short-term goal at this point was to get a weapon and a cape. Now, neither of these was going to be particularly simple. The only cape I could acquire was from the cape shop inside the bandit camp. This not only cost gold, but was also defended by level 130 bandits. As well as this, to get any sort of weapon, my only reliable source was from the level 22 bandits, which were inside the camp as well. These are completely outnumbered by the level 130s, but they do drop an iron scimitar. This is an amazing weapon for me to get, and if I can get this sooner rather than later, this will really help with my training. As well as this, I had some thoughts about long-term goals, but we'll have to go over those another time, as it looks like we have an update from the Slayer of Rats himself. Alright, so as I finish off this rat, now looks like a good time to go over what I've accomplished so far. So firstly, I've got a looting bag. Now, looting bags are exclusive to the wilderness, and they are really, really useful. They basically act as a second inventory. Now, you can deposit whatever you have in a looting bag inside of your bank, but you can't grab anything from it whilst you're outside in the open world unless you destroy it. So essentially, I can get double the amount of loot before I have to go deposit at a bank. Really useful. Other than this, in terms of stats, so far 19 attack, 19 strength, 14 defense, and 19 hit points. We've also managed to get ourselves 13 prayer. So we're actually doing really well so far. This taken a bit of time, but the flinching method is working well. And we've also got a max hit of 3, so, you know, all things considered, this is going pretty damn well. So I've just finished off another rat run, and as we can see, I've essentially culled about 370 rats in this game so far. So my stats are doing pretty well, we've got a good supply of meat, and now we're getting to the point where I don't want to be flinching anymore. Flinching is useful, but it takes a long amount of time. So if I can find a way to cook this meat, which is inside the bandit camp, there is a cooking range, which is really good for me to train cooking. However, I have to find a way to get past the 130 bandits without them one-shotting me. So whilst I think about that, I'm going to go kill some more rats and just play it by ear. Oh, shit! No! Oh my god, I wasn't really paying attention. Oh, my first death. That's atrocious. Oh no, I really wasn't paying attention to that. I was just kind of like AFK in my brain whilst hitting rats. I mean, hitting them for like 3 hours straight, so I wasn't really paying much attention. Oh, that's so stupid. Well, first death on the account already unlocked. GG. And now I have to do the sad grey run all the way back up to the wilderness. This is kind of depressing, but I mean, it was bound to happen eventually, right? I'm playing with fire with 130 bandits, and you can see I had 11 health, and their max hit is 11, so I literally got chanced. A bit unlucky on my end, but at the same time, that's my own fault for getting complacent, really. Alright, I'm back, and it looked like there's no bandits in the area, so I'm safe to pick up my gravestone. Why do I have 1 gold? Wait, why do I have 1 gold? Wait. I'm not sure how many players actually know this, and maybe I'm in the minority, but I had no idea that if you died with a looting bag and went to your gravestone, the looting bag disappeared, and in its place was 1 gold coin. Staring at this coin, the realization set in that there had actually been a way to get gold in the first chunk. However, let's just quickly run some numbers to get an understanding of what this would have entailed. In my first chunk, I had to get a total of 5 million gold. So that means 5 million looting bags. The only monster in that chunk was a bear, with a 1 in 7 drop rate. So let's be generous and say that on average it takes me 10 seconds to kill a bear, so 70 seconds to get a looting bag, right? I would then have to die and run back up, which would take about 2 minutes. So for each looting bag cycle, I would spend about 190 seconds. If we times that by 5 million, we are left with 950 million seconds of in-game time, which is essentially 110 days worth of playing to achieve this. Guys, this is a meme grind. Even if I had known that this was a thing, this sort of grind is up there with cleaning herbs. 110 days of in-game time is an insane feat. And if you want to class this count as bricked, or I guess double bricked at this point, that's fine. But honestly, I don't think there's a player in the world that would have the mental endurance to do this. Anyway, now that I've double bricked my character, let's go check back in with him, shall we? Alright, so once I finish off this rat, I should be 20 on all of my stats, and as a reward, I'm going to treat myself to this nice cold ale. Delicious. On top of that, I'm kind of over flinching rats at this point, and I need to be cooking my meat, basically, so I can constantly be hitting them and get stats faster. Flinching is good, but it's a little bit too slow at this point. So the plan is to get into Fat Tony's kitchen up at the top right corner and get to that cooking range so we can actually get a source of food. However, I'm going to have to time it perfectly because I can still pretty much get one shot if enough bandits pile on me at once. Alright, so we got to wait for the perfect moment here now, wait for this one bandit to move out of the way, and I think I'm good. If I get hit by green bandit, it's fine, but I got hit by none. So I'm inside of the kitchen. Mission accomplished. And they can't get inside of here as long as I don't open the doors. They can't open the doors themselves. So now we have a stable way of getting food. And as well as that, I want to try start flinching some of these guards. Now that I have 20 in all of my main attack stats, I think I need to start attacking these guards that are level 22, flinching them, so that I can get a chance at an iron scimitar. Their drop table is quite nice, to be honest with you. And as well as this, if I can get some gold off of them as well, or get some items that I can sell, I can then buy stuff from the shop, and that includes a team cape, which is one of my tasks that I need to complete. As well as this, it gives me defense, which, wouldn't go too far amiss. So that's the game plan. I'm going to stay up here for a while, cook some meat, kill some guards. GG well played, win the account. It's just going to be that simple. Or so I hope. Whilst our boy cooks up some meat and works on those bandits, now's a good time to go over NPC aggression timers. In old school, monsters are aggressive towards you within a certain tile radius around you. However, this is only true for 10 minutes. Once 10 minutes are over, the majority of monsters, including these bandits, will no longer attack you. The radius can be seen as this yellow shape around my character. However, the moment I move outside of the boundary, the aggression timer resets and all monsters will start trying to end your life again. As I have virtually no health, I need to use this game mechanic to safely maneuver inside the camp. So you're going to be seeing me do this a lot throughout my time in this bandit camp. As you can see, I've decided to use this door as my flinching method. It's not the greatest idea in the world, as the door sometimes closes and it can put me in some pretty sticky situations. But we've managed to get a grimy Marintil. This is actually really good, as I should be able to sell this for a bit of cash. We're looking for something around maybe the 100 gold range or something along that line, so that we can actually buy some stuff, check out this shop, get a cape, yada yada yada. So we're going to keep flinching. Okay, so I might have got a bit bored of flinching. It was taking a hell of a long time. I didn't actually expect these bandits to be so long to take down. But look, I have food now. I need to cook anyway. I might as well try to get this done as fast as possible. And we got another herb. I mean, not the greatest drop in the world, but, you know, once again, you know, we're making some money, I guess. Okay, so we've actually managed to get inside the shop now. Having a look at some of these prices, they're not too bad, actually. I mean, I've sold the herbs and I managed to get a bit of cash off of them. I'm going to sell some arrows as well, but I should be able to get one of everything, more or less. I'm actually in a really good spot here. There's nothing I can actually mine or really chisel or actually use a hammer for, but I might as well get it now whilst I'm here. As well as that, I don't think there's any trees that I can cut inside the zone, but, you know, I might as well grab these tools whilst I'm here. It's exciting, you know, I'm actually able to do something in a shop. Freeze frame. So you're probably wondering how I got myself in this situation. Yeah, I kind of messed up. I didn't realize that I reset the NPC aggression timer by coming into this shop, so now I appear to have every single bandit on my ass, and I'm kind of cornered. On the upside, it looks like the bandit's stuck, so this might actually be a good flinching area inside of the shop that I hadn't thought of. I'll keep you posted, but hopefully I don't... Oh, sandwiches! Oh, okay, sure. I mean, bit of a random time to get sandwiches, but... yeah, why not? Hold on, let me just hit them one more time, and then we'll do some sandwiches. Have a pie. Yeah, I mean, I'll take food, any sort of food. Thank you for checking in. You want to help me with this bandit? No? Okay, well, appreciate it. See you later. Oh, man. I think that's my first random event as well. Ooh, and it sells for 9 gold. Yeah, we're definitely selling that. Alright, so I've got all the tools and I've got a decent amount of gold. I can actually buy a cape from the Team Cape vendor at this point, so that's some really good defense. The only issue I'm having at the moment is that I've got about 500 bandits on me. So I'm going to quickly change world so that they're no longer, like, so these ones are no longer aggressive towards me, and then I should be able to go buy my cape. Oh my god, this is that is the worst place to die as well. Oh my god, no, I can't believe that just happened. What did I do? Oh, I alt-tabbed for 1 second to try to sort something out with the recording, and there were bandits inside of the house. Of course there were bandits inside of the house. Why wouldn't there be? And I had like 9 seconds left on the aggression timer. Oh my god, this is actually so bad. This is genuinely so bad. I mean, I have to get up there as fast as possible, and then even then, I don't know if I can reset my aggression timer in time before my gravestone, like, despawns, so I'm gonna have to do some MacGyver shit. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, Operation Get My Loot Back before the bandits kill me is a go. I'm gonna have to try running here as fast as possible. I don't really have enough time on my aggression timer to do this safely, I don't think. Luckily, there looks like there's another player already there. Okay, so they're going to draw some of the aggression away. Actually, this is amazing. I've got super lucky here. I didn't even change worlds. I promise it's not me in another account, lol. Okay, I'm panicking a little bit. I've still got a lot of them on me. I've managed to chance a couple of them. I don't really know where I'm going here, and the person's over at the other side. Oh my god, no. And there are bandits inside the house. Okay, I'm going to have to risk it. I'm going to have to take this so quickly. Okay, grab it. Take it. Oh my god, I didn't get everything. No! My looting bag broke! Okay, just get out. Alright, so Operation Get My Gravestone Part 1 went pretty successfully, except now there's a Part 2. We didn't really want to have to do a Part 2, and it looks like there's no player here anymore, which kind of sucks. I'm just going to have to do the exact same thing. Just run it and take my chance on it. Last time I got pretty lucky. Please don't hit me too hard. Oh my god, 912! Ah! Okay, grab it, run, around the corner. Okay, that was a chance. Please don't hit me. Don't... Oh my god, I'm the luckiest player in the West. Oh, actually, you know, honestly, I'll take it. That is actually not the end of the world, because I can get to that house pretty safely. It reset my gravestone as well. This has been an absolute nightmare. God. One failed NPC aggression timer basically led to this entire catastrophe. I think it's fine now because we're back in the kitchen with Fat Tony, so I'm not too worried about that. But at the same time, oh my god, this is a nightmare. But we should be fine now. We should be fine now. Alright, so I managed to get my loot back alright, and I've been chilling with Fat Tony in the kitchen for a while, just taking some tomatoes and cheese whilst I wait out the NPC aggression timer, and now we have enough gold to get ourselves a cape. A cape costs 40 gold, we have 51, so we're going to decide which one to get. I think it's a no-brainer here. It's going to have to be the dark red. It just kind of fits the thematic of in the wilderness, things are not going so well. So I'm just going to get the red team cape, and look at the stats on this thing. +1 stab defense, +1 crush defense, and +2 slash defense. This doesn't sound like a lot, but compared to nothing, this is going to help. Also, it's going to look sick as fuck. Look at this dude, he is so sexy. Oh my god. After the Bandit camp incident, I needed this. This is just going to help a lot in the long term. And now I think the plan is to just hit some guards a bit, because I need to complete part 2 of one of my short-term goals, which was to get a weapon. A weapon is going to make such a difference in taking things out and making this a lot easier. Alright, so I wasn't recording at the time, but I finally managed to get an iron scimitar. It didn't actually take me that many guards to kill. We got extremely lucky on this drop. I think I've only killed like 3 or 4 guards. So my RNG here is super, super lucky. And I actually had been using the axe for a while as I realized that this was actually a weapon I could use. It took me a little bit longer than I'd like to admit for how long it took me to realize I should use this axe. But look at me. I've got a cape and I've got an iron scimitar. This scimitar is insane. Just look at the attack bonuses. +2 stab, +10 slash. We've got +9 melee strength. My guy is actually going to be able to kill things now and not have to punch his way through this entire chunk. Oh my god, it is such a relief. I feel so good about this. I'm on top of the world right now. This is just perfection. I had finally achieved one of my short-term goals. Managing to check off a cape and a weapon this early is an insane boost and will really help me out with my other short-term goals, as well as beginning some of my longer-term grinds. Speaking of longer-term grinds, we'll get into those at the start of the next episode, but let me leave you with this. 11,187 bones. I'll catch you in the next one.